Good evening, and thank you so much for joining us on this Monday. You're watching the 9 at Night. I'm Stephania Jimenez. Now, tonight we're going to start with good news. Rain could be on the way. You heard that right. Meteorologist Sarah Spivey has the details.
Well, good evening. Early tomorrow morning, we're going to wake up to about 60 to 80% coverage of showers and storms. It's going to be chilly with temperatures in the 40s. By about noon, that's when we're going to start to see skies clear. And in the afternoon, it's going to be near 60 degrees and windy with winds from the northwest at about 15 to 25 miles per hour. So coming up on the night beat, I'm going to give you a more detailed look at that rain chance around San Antonio. Hope you'll join us for that.
In other news now, San Antonio police and Crime Stoppers need your help. They're looking for the person who killed a 27-year-old woman. This happened on December 17th of last year. At around 5 o'clock, someone shot Rain Elaine Rice in her vehicle while she was on the off-ramp on Colorado Street on I-10. Investigators say the shooter was in a dark-colored SUV, shot Rice, and then continued driving on Cesar Chavez Boulevard. So if you know anything about this, call Crime Stoppers. You can also text anything you know to the word crimes. Now, a street fight over an attempted car burglary spilled into oncoming traffic and a crash. San Antonio police say that a 64-year-old woman who's believed to be the suspect was trying to break into a car in the 6400 block of Culebra. But when a 39-year-old man confronted her about it, the two began to fight. That fight then moved over into the street, and then a car came and struck both of them. The man was fine, but the woman was taken to the hospital. By the way, the driver in this case is not going to be facing any charges. A Vernia music school owner and instructor was arrested and charged today for crimes against children. Gareth Good was booked for aggravated sexual assault, harassment, and indecency with a child. Vernia PD arrested him at his home on the 200 block of Shadywood. He works at the Good Music Inc. in Vernia. So now look at that man. His name is Christopher Guerra Jr., and he's accused in a stabbing in Guadalupe County. The Guadalupe County Sheriff's Office says that Guerra, who's 17, stabbed a 15-year-old girl at a home in Seguin. The victim was stabbed in the back and shoulder. She's currently at BAMC in stable condition. Now, Guerra is charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. Switching gears now, one local school district is thinking about moving into a 4-day school week. The school board at Vernia ISD met tonight to discuss it, and according to the agenda that was posted online, a focus group looked at student data, including attendance and testing performance information. A parent survey found that about 47% of parents in that district would be in favor of a 4-day school week. A third of the people there said nope, and almost 20% answered maybe. The main concerns shared were centering around adding time to the school day and the year, and maybe even quality or the loss of instruction time, and also childcare. Our Lee Waldman was there covering the meeting, and she's going to join us on the Night Beat to talk about what's next for that district. 2 students are dead. A teacher is now undergoing surgery after a school shooting in Des Moines, Iowa. Investigators say this attack was targeted. 3 people are in custody right now. We don't know much about the suspects or even the victims, but we do know the school is an alternative education program for at-risk kids in grades 9 through 12. Another tragedy happened today in California. 7 people dead, 1 in critical condition in connection with shootings at 2 farms. It happened in Half Moon Bay, which is about 30 miles south of San Francisco, and the alleged shooter is now in police custody. That first shooting happened at a mushroom farm where 4 people were killed. The second shooting was at a rice trucking soil farm where 3 people were killed. ABC News sources say the suspect worked at the mushroom farm and all the victims are co-workers. But right now it's unclear exactly what led up to that shooting. You know, that recent California shooting came just one day after 11 people were killed at a dance studio in Monterey Park. ABC's Rena Roy tells us more about the gunman's motive.
65-year-old May Nan loved going to Star Dance Studio in Monterey Park, California on weekends. But unfortunately, Saturday was her last dance.
She actually decided to leave early that night and come home to set up for Lunar New Year the next day. It's an event we were all looking forward to as a family, because we spent the past 3 weeks grieving for my grandmother.
Police say she was one of 11 killed when 72-year-old alleged gunman Hu Ken Tran opened fire during a Lunar New Year celebration.
I heard the sound like a bullet
Investigators searching the suspect's home to identify a motive.
We recovered one .308 caliber rifle, numerous electronic devices such as cell phones, computers, etc. Items that lead us to believe the suspect was manufacturing homemade firearm suppressors.
Authorities say about 20 minutes after the massacre, the suspect entered a second dance hall in neighboring Alhambra. 26-year-old Brandon Say wrestling a semi-automatic assault pistol away from him before he could injure anyone else.
I realized I needed to get the weapon away from him, disarm him, or else everybody would have died.
SWAT teams surrounding the suspect in this white van on Sunday before police say he died of a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Tran appears to have been a professional truck driver for at least 20 years and a regular at both dance studios, according to a longtime acquaintance. The city has opened a crisis resource center to help people cope and offer any assistance they may need in moving forward. Rena Roy, ABC News, Monterey Park, California.
Now back here at home, the Seguin Police Department is warning people about a gift card scam. They say they've received several reports about people being told to buy gift cards to pay for bills to help their loved ones. Now the victim is then told to provide the numbers from the gift card to the scammer. So Seguin PD wants people to be vigilant when they get phone calls, especially if people are asking for money. They're telling you straight up, be suspicious. If you've been the victim of a scam, you can report it to the number that you see on your screen, 830-379-2123. It's that time, tax season. But if IRS forms and number crunching really aren't your things, and really who's into that, there is help. 12 on your side's Marilyn Moritz shows us where you can go to file your taxes for free if you have what's considered to be a low to moderate income.
Okay. James Bradley knows a good deal. He's getting his taxes done for free.
That's good. Okay, because they charge you $100, $200, $300 just to do your taxes at some of these places.
He brought his W-2 to the Claude Black Center, one of 12 area sites where the Volunteer Income Tax Assistance Program is up and running.
We're going to be moving like jackrabbits, but we're going to get them done.
They expect a lot of business. Last year, they helped about 22,000 people maximize their refunds.
And that brought in about $38 million in tax refunds to those participants, which is, of course, money that's put back into the local economy.
Who's eligible? Households that earned $55,000 or less last year qualify for Vitus help. No matter where you get your taxes done, a lot of people's refunds are going to be smaller this year. That's because some of the tax breaks put in during the pandemic are now gone. Like the child tax credit and earned income tax credit, beefed up last year, but are now shrunk back to 2019 amounts. If you need your refund fast, don't mail it in. File electronically and get direct deposit. James hopes to have his refund in about 3 weeks.
It's time to pay your property taxes now. So I need my money back as fast as possible so I can pay on these taxes.
So you're going to get your income tax refund to pay your property taxes.
Yeah.
The filing deadline for Uncle Sam is April 18th. Marilyn Moritz, KSAT 12 News.
That's right, you have a few more days this year. April 18th is the deadline. We're out of time. The 9 at Night returns tomorrow. Have a beautiful night. See you then.